great joke.
That was not a joke, and thank God nobody heard it. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the recap reunion show of Strategic 3. I am your host, Chris Vack, and look at this. We got the whole cast here. Sanji, we got his in memoriam photo up there, but everybody else is here, so this is going to be fun. We are going to be having a live discussion with our overlords and recapping the event. We're also going to be giving away prizes to our MVPs from each team and to anyone who's hanging out in chat. You know, maybe we'll give you something away. It depends if y'all actually show up, but or if we like you. That's what we're doing here. But we're gonna go around over here. I've already introduced myself. Let me introduce the panels that we have at this little front desk over here. Starting to the far left here, we have Russ. How you doing, Russ?
Just grand, thank you. I'm excited to debrief this wild time we had in the month of June.
There you go. Looking forward to it. To his right, we have none other than Daddy himself, Ollie Eagle. How you doing?
Doing great.
We had a little cameo from Tara just walking in the background. Now this stream is official.
Late lunch.
There you go. Good stuff.
Participated in this one, so it actually is just a player. Bonus player.
There you go. In the weird mask thing that's sitting in between me and Ollie, that would be Graham. How you doing, Graham?
Hey everyone. I love the Free Kingdoms. I hate the mercenaries, and I'm the reason you didn't have fun this month.
There you go. Own it.
Like, no, we're
That's
doing
what you gotta
this,
do.
and we can't do this.
Oh,
And
the
we
only
might
reason.
even be really
Alright,
good
so
at
we
this.
are the Medusans that had well, I'm gonna put run this event in quotations, and we'll elaborate on that a little later. But let's start with the Medusa, the overlords for each faction that did it, and with the color coded couches, I like it. Starting to the top left, that lurking shadow is none other than Drew Gunn. How are you doing, Drew?
Good. How are you guys?
Great to have you here. We're doing all right. Look at that. You're ready. If this stream pisses you off, you're ready to hit the punching bag back there. So you are prepared. I love it.
Exactly.
The
Go for a
person.
nice run too.
There you go. The person in the middle who is currently being, almost cuddled from behind by Latnock. You know him. You love him. It's Gracchus, the Dwarven Overlord. How you doing, Gracchus?
I'm doing good. So Russell reminded me that they're nuking the server on stream. So I'm going through while we talk and grabbing scrapbook screenshots. So everybody watching, do me a favor. Fucking start getting those screenshots that you want to include in the scrapbook and DM them to me, please. Or I'm going to miss some.
You weren't doing anything during the event. You should have been scrapbooking live.
I was, but in the server. I have executive dysfunction, fuckers.
There you go. Sitting on the white couch, also seems to be in motion. The elf overlord himself, somewhere between North Carolina and Tennessee at the current moment. We have Rain Blythewood. How you doing, Rain?
Doing good, man. Glad we could make it.
Yeah, I'm surprised that you were taking this from the road, that you care about us that much to do that. So we appreciate you for that. And you,
Yeah, I got to sit in the back and just chill.
we will thank your children and your wife for letting us borrow you for this and for driving, so you get there safely. Let's start in the bottom row there on the gold couch. Gold is fit for the two-time champ, your winner, who is doing his little winning thing over there. Chase, Free Kingdom Overlord, how you doing?
What's up, guys? I'm doing good.
Great to have you. Look at that. He's all about the business. This is why he wins, and all you other fucking losers lose.
Yeah, that's why.
Yep. The middle couch is not saying anything. We were supposed to have Sanji, the mercenary overlord, could not attend this event because he is currently trying to earn a living and pay for some medical bills, which is, the American way. So we were going to have a replacement, the lieutenant, which was AJ. Fortunately, an hour before the stream, he canceled because he forgot about plans. And there is no better summary of the mercenary team than that. So we will just leave Sandy's photo here in memoriam. May he rest in peace. So let's go to an actual living person. Last but not least, you know him, you love him. He streams in a language you don't understand, but he's still entertaining. The Nothrog Overlord, Sly Fox, how you doing?
Good Abend. Oh, I'm doing fine, thank you. And it looks like we didn't pay the mercs enough, so they didn't show up.
Exactly. Like, screw this. I ain't showed up. What can I say? The American healthcare system is expensive, but
Come over to Germany. It's easier.
There you go. You just gotta wait like 3 months, but it'll be all right. And this is emergency. Then you just walk right in the front door. Okay, let's not get too serious with the stream. We gotta leave some seriousness for the conversation. So this is going to be a little Q&A section, folks. We're going to just start throwing out some questions and letting each of the Medusans, again, try not to talk over each other as best you can, but would love to hear any input. But this should be a fluid conversation as we go. What we want to do is the audience wants to know the things that they were not privy to, because with this event, a lot of backroom talk happens, and that's what we're kind of looking for here. So any insight you can give that maybe everyone didn't see or why things happened, we're going to recap memorable moments and just going to get your all feel for the event and how you might fix it in the future. Sorry, Graham. But that's that's what we're going to do here. Eventually we'll get to prizes for the faction MVPs, and then we do a giveaway here for the audience here, because there are actually people.
And don't forget, nuke the server. We're going to nuke the server too.
We will nuke the server right at the very end. I love it.
Russell's very excited for this.
He's like, please delete this. I want to forget.
If there's one thing Russell loves, it's killing things.
Can we get the porn bot in one more time before?
I didn't hear
that.
Say it
Can
again.
we get the porn bot in one last time before?
I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure. While we're on the stream, we'll probably get one more porn bot in there before I nuke it. So yeah.
Gotta hope so.
Hold on, I think I got the Halo jersey and the fish image ready to go. I can post that in there. That'll do. Send that down with the ship. Alrighty, folks. So we're gonna throw out the first question to the Overlords and to my fellow Medusans. Please feel free to chime in as well. But I just kind of want to go through, get some just opening statements from each of you. We'll go in faction order. Just what were your general feelings of the event in terms of, what was your plan going in and how did it come out the way you expected? That is the simple way we're going to ask. So we'll start with you, Drew, from the Deveridians. What was your plan?
It ended how I expected, but it did not take the path that I expected.
In what way?
Well, so first turn we lost 5 warlords, so that obviously didn't go to plan. Then I fully expected it to be basically freaks versus us at the end. There was a little tension there in the middle when Chase finally threw hands, but it kind of, like I said, I expected to get second place. I just didn't expect it to be as much of a roller coaster for my team as it ended up being.
Okay, fair enough. Aiming for second and you got it. I don't know if that makes you a winner, but makes you successful.
It was one of those things where even if somehow we both had sides colluding to let us compete, there was very little interaction that I could have had with Chase. So it's outside of convincing other overlords to go ham against him, which Sanji wasn't having, and Rain obviously wasn't for the first half. Is what it is.
Fair enough. Don't worry, Rain. We'll get to you on that question. Just remind me on that. Gracchus, you're up next. What was your plan going in? And
so
you know what? I'm actually going to just change the question. Did you have collusion? Did you have collusion with the state of Kentucky?
No, absolutely not. So to set the record very straight, I knew that I was not going to be able to collude with anybody this event. So I sent out messages before the draft. I know I sent one to Sanji. I sent one to Gun. Rain, did I send one to you or not? I don't know.
I think Rain just joined our phone call. So we just did it in the normal chat.
No. I'm talking about before we knew what the factions were.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Way early. Just trying to see if somebody would talk to me, and got back 2-word answers. That's cool. We'll see. Da, da, da. So I was like, okay, this is gonna be tough. And then so Dylan talked for a full month in the lead up to the draft about whoever drafted him he was gonna turn heel and like kill his own team, or if he got drafted to Mercs, he was gonna play like Jonta Sin and then go get someone that couldn't legally enter play and just suicide like as a bit. So yeah, and then there was Shane, right? So there was like there wasn't anybody to collude with. But round one, the Typhon fight didn't go as I hoped. And so Chase and I had some of the only words that we had during the event was over that. And then I think we talked maybe 3 times during the entire event. But yeah, it wasn't enough to overcome Bobby's paranoia. So it was pretty tough. But yeah, no, the plan up front was, and I talked to Wes about it and a couple other people, is like no one's expecting me to play it straight. And like in the last event, I had that one really awesome turn where I told everybody that we were going to Morn, and our entire team changed their pictures to Assault on Morn. And it, like, because no one trusts me, like, they emptied Morn that turn. And Shane literally just walked into Morn and took it unopposed by himself with no fight. And I was like, well, what if there was an event that was like everyone kept expecting me to do something heel turny and I just didn't. But to be honest, like I didn't have an opportunity to wheel or deal at all with anybody just because I had like this monkey on my back that I was trying to convince that I was actually trying to win, which I thought was kind of like wild because I felt like during Strategic 2 that we were trying to win every round, but I don't know. Anyway, I don't know if you have follow-up questions. I'm good to answer them.
I mean, I just got a follow-up statement. It seems like you were a victim of your own success and of your own.
Yeah, for sure. But like that's part of it. It's like reaping and sowing. Like you can't get mad about it. That's just part of those types of games.
Victim. He went from 5th place in 24 to 4th place in 26.
But if we won that last fight, we finished 2nd, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So, yeah. But there was another angle to this whole event that was similar to Guns, which is we couldn't win a fucking map battle. Like, we fucking couldn't win a map battle. It was so brutal.
Yeah,
like,
I think all of my wins were against your team because you guys kept attacking us, and we're like, stop.
We didn't keep attacking you. We attacked you one time and have like losing the Zod Priam fight was fucking crazy. Like Derek spun back that round and I couldn't for the life of me figure out why. And then in my match,
the armor.
I don't care. And then in my match, he moved up to the front and then he messaged me and he was like, I think I'm going to be lame and spin back. So he readied with the Storm Shard and was going to spin back. And I was like, please don't. Please kill something for the love of God. But he likes suiting up. That's his get, which I get, right? Because it's like, it's all the dwarves have in this format. I've been listening to Bobby talk about how the dwarves are shitty for years, but fuck, dude, they suck in 5e.
They're awful.
Yes,
like,
they do.
It's basically just can their warlord carry, and that's the only question. It's the only reason.
And it turns out if you can't roll, then the answer is no.
Zod should be able to carry, but let me just tell you, without going into detail, Bobby in the Jersey chat after Innocent Wrath tapped Zod back, let me tell you, it is one for the ages. So you have to just use
I talked to him on the phone
for that
and
one.
he lost it.
Bobby was not okay.
You gotta share. Okay, now you gotta share screenshots. You know that.
It's
right?
way too long. I can't. It'll be 2 hours.
Yeah, it was. I was watching it, and I definitely had like major question marks. I'm like, oh, okay, so he's just gonna throw. Like,
what's crazy to me
ready
is
in the
watching
front rank.
our map battles, and people thought I was the one that was wanting to lose on purpose.
Well, that was also part of Bobby's rant. He started with about the play, then it evolved to I hate strategic, and then it turned into I hate Gracchus, and then it went into other branches.
None of that was secret. Yeah, it was like, but Bobby was the player that I leaned on the most for fighting, and
we got epic.
You saw what our success was. Now it's not in his character to lose on purpose. Like, dude would eat dog shit first, like, which is one of the only things that kept me sane. Because if that had been any other player, probably out of the 61 that were there, I would have like had serious concerns. Like, are you fucking losing on purpose? What's going on? You know what I mean?
No, losing is a skill that you have.
Well, just to get back to it, like Aaron definitely clutched both of those games too.
Yeah, it was fucking annoying.
Like he made 4 axe checks with Brimmin in one game.
Yeah, he sure.
Yeah,
fucking
yeah,
did.
that was quite impressive. And ridiculous.
Like
Jormungandr, by the way, almost won his fucking 2v1 with life and literally got hit with a 19 and a 20 for his last 2 wounds on the last 2 strikes from fucking Rollin.
That life deck was really
annoying.
good. I did like
yeah,
that.
Like if he gets through that round and removes a wound, like I just feel like he's unstoppable and he wins that match.
All right, we heard enough from you, Gracchus. We got other people.
Yeah, I know. I'm fucking downloading screenshots.
There you go. Rain. So someone who stayed quiet, and that kind of mirrored your strategy to start this, where you didn't get into any conflicts whatsoever in the beginning. So talk us through that strategy and how that worked out for you.
I mean, it worked until it didn't. Like, I knew we had subpar words because obviously the meta was definitely axe dragons and summoning the Stormlord. So we went heavy on the dragons and the Stormlord, really. But we had some of the rogues for elves actually play really well into the 5e cards, so that was helpful too. But you have to sit back behind your army and pick your shot. So I said to them, like, the first 2 turns, I'm gonna try not to fight anybody if I can. Just collect, free territories, negotiate, and then see what happens. If people run around going nuts in map battles and stuff, we might not have to fight their tier 1 team warlords. So that might give us an advantage since we have tier 2, 3, 4. And so it worked, honestly, because like when you see Zod die, you're like, oh, damn, all right, we don't have to fight that. Because literally we were like, we have to stay away from this warlord. We have to stay away from this warlord. And so everyone else basically helped us to make our better for the later rounds. And then eventually with 10 friggin' players moving around the map, you're going to run into people engaged. So
yeah,
it was basically you got 2 rounds of trying to play nice, so to speak, and that's really what our strategy was. And then seeing who was going to be honest and keep up with the plan, and then you fight the people that you're going towards. But it's constantly changing with who's moving where, who's aligning with who, and then who you think is not. So that's the one thing my team talked about, like not being able to trust this person, not be able to trust that person. Are we doing a deal with this guy and stuff like that? And it's like, I don't know. Like, I thought so, and then something happens to where you think they did it and you're like, why did they do that? They didn't say they were going to do that. Or they didn't do this and they said they were. And you're like, are they screwing me? And then that gets into your head. And so you set off with a plan and it works for a little. But in all, we were still right there racing to the end like I wanted to be. I think at the end, if 2 fights go differently, we win. I mean, after a turn 5 debacle, having a shot at the last turn, I mean, that's pretty good. I'll take that.
But if we didn't
Hold on,
together
before we
on
answer that
stick-
question, Sanji, what are you doing here? You have fucked up the camera layout by showing up.
I got like 5 minutes to talk. What do you want to hear?
I don't want to hear from you right now. I don't. Leave so that this camera fixes itself.
That's great.
Good. I'm glad I fucked things up. Bye.
Love you. Thank fucking God that fixed itself.
Hey, we're back.
All right.
That was classic.
You all think this is
Love it.
easy. You all
Love
think
it.
this is easy. All right. I make this look good.
I
all
do
right,
think
now
it's
Gracchus, you were responding to Rain's.
Yeah,
comment.
no, I was gonna
Go for it.
say that there was one person in this event that I did have like an understanding with, and that was Wes. 3 strategics in a row. Kidding. But yeah, if we had not like buried the hatchet somewhere besides each other's backs, so that we could like coordinate round 6, it's just a way less competitive event.
Fair enough.
Honestly, I think Chase stabbed Rain in the back 1 turn too early.
So do I.
Yeah,
I think he could have just taken out Gracchus and then gone up and hit Chase, and then like
that was the
been...
round that Dylan fooled me though, because like I 100% expected a full send of 10. That's why I sent all the dwarves out everywhere else, because I was just gonna eat it. That's why I was trying to talk
I was
you
pissed
into
because
coming too.
I like literally the only reason I didn't also attack you that turn was because Forged asked me not to.
I was trying to get you to, because I'd done the math, and the if I could get exactly, I think it was like a multiple. Graham, I messaged him and was like, what is the breakdown of fights if there's 17 people or 21 people? And there were like 2 numbers that were multiples where I was going to be able to work it out to where it was a 1v1v1 with me, a freak, and a dev, which I felt like I would have favored, and then everything else would have been freaks versus devs. And so that's like the sweet spot I was trying to like instigate. Thanks again, Bobby.
I would only sent 2.
It
would have been Dwarf Killer and the dwarf killing pair themselves.
Yeah, you would have just sent the 2. Yeah.
Yeah, because like Colton turned out to be like a real dark horse in the event. Just being able to stun with like every spell. You fail 1 axe check, you're dead. Like,
yeah,
it's real good. Obviously, Bobby felt that rage.
That's the only person I saw him stun that whole event was fucking Stonefist.
Yeah.
Well,
he got with one
gargoyle in the meta.
Well, he also in the preem matchup he stunned a frenzy that had just readied. So that was the big one in that had
I probably
already had the
got
wound
pissed off and
activation
stopped
on
watching at that point.
Yeah. So like that was the big one there. But all right, now that Sanji has had his turn.
Now, Sanji already had his turn. All right, he's good. We got to go in order here. We got the happiest person on this stream right now, just looking at his facial expression. Chase, you're up. So what was your strategy going in? And it clearly worked, right?
I mean, my strategy was the same this time as it was last time, with the exception of the round 5 betrayal. So like I don't like the backroom deals. I hate it, and I didn't want to be an overlord again. But Graham couldn't find people, apparently. So I had to be an overlord again. So I try to play it straight. And in a game like this, like the entire event, everybody's, whoever's allied with this person at this time, they're in cahoots. It's just mad dash for everybody, any other overlord, to shit on the alliance that's happening temporarily. But in a round 7 game, you have to have friends, typically the ones that are beside you, because if not, you're going to have what Sly and Sanji did the entire time, which was just spend the entire time killing each other and being at the bottom of the standings. Yeah. So I'm trying to avoid that. So I guess that's my strategy. So I hardly talked to any of you guys. I talked to Rain, obviously, because him and I were in an alliance. But I knew that was just a matter of time before that ended. And because I know that Robert and Wes are friends, and Wes was Rain's lieutenant, I just felt like it was a matter of time before I got stabbed in the back. So I felt like I had to do it before it happened to me, type of deal. So that was kind of what led up to that. That plus the way that the land was getting divided out, or the territories, like I was starting to get like cut off on all sides. So it got to the point to where I either had to decide to fight the dwarves or fight the elves. and it was just a matter of time in my mind that the elves were going to attack me, because I know that Robert and Wes are friends, so they're like a matter of time before like they're gonna get me. And leading up to round 5, I knew that Robert was already talking to Rain and trying to get him to hit my outpost and stuff. So it was a calculated risk that I took. Maybe I did it too early, but I took that risk at the time because of this how it was playing out. And I thought that I would have a shot at Rain's capital in that particular round, and I didn't think that he would have anybody there to support him, which he didn't. And our guys almost took his Overlord. It was like really close, and like a couple die rolls away from taking the Overlord. But as anyone that watched those matches saw, the Overlord's pretty busted with the constant recursion once per spell. So like he was able just to infinitely get back the chick that moves forward when you play a spell, and it was able to outvalue him. But I mean, if what's his Ed, if Ed had rolled the initiative the turn before he died, his Overlord would have been forward, and like he had like a huge attack and had rock arm, and like it was going to be a dead Overlord. But such as Warlord, that's what happens. But that's what led into all of that.
I just want to say Ed is the greatest.
Love Ed.
Warlord player.
Warlord player, not strategic player. Warlord. Period.
Just like in general.
His name rhymes with dead, though.
Got him.
I was gonna say I still love the image we made of Iam.
The undead one.
Yeah.
With the +0s and 12 AC.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so good.
So I like that the summary, Chase. It sounds like you won, but you're not happy about it, and you don't want to do it again.
I know. I mean, I'm happy to win again, obviously, in the Free Kingdoms, and it was awesome to have from my team last time. I had like 4 or 5 of the same people, so that was cool to like have back-to-back people that are also back-to-back champions. So that's cool, and super pumped about it. But like everybody's such whiny bitches during strategic that it's just like by the time round 7 rolled around, I was so over it and ready to be done. I think it definitely needs to be shorter next time if there is a next time.
Oh, there'll definitely be a next time. We're gonna make that same mistake in 2 years. Don't you fucking worry.
Probably.
Yeah, everybody will be excited for it too.
Yeah.
Hey, don't you remember how great it was?
Stupid.
No. That's why we saved this video here to do it. Sanji, you can type into chat whatever you want to say. Feel free. You can make a statement in true Merc Overlord fashion. But we're gonna go to Sly Fox. So Seb, what was the Throggy's plan? And how'd it go?
Well, before nobody was contacting me or wanted something from me. I said, okay, we probably get underrated at the Throgs. So I decided to go just first round and see what happens. And then I had, very interesting fights directly at the beginning and very aggressive Senji standing right in front of my door. We're getting contact with Senji, and Senji asked what's up, and we tried, what's the deal, what we do. And we were talking out, and he said he's a merc. No, we don't do deals, just pay me, lose this fight, whatever. So nah, I can't do that one, because I had 2 people on the medical kit, and he had his lieutenant there, I had my lieutenant there, and he said I have to lose that one before we get the other, to somehow get the other fights to agreement. I said, no, I can't do that one. So, okay, first turn was, it was a good first turn for us Northrog. We took out 2 lieutenants. That was very great. But after that one, we had pressure from the Daths and the Mercs. And after round 2, I said, Sanji, okay, what we want to do? Do we sit here and beef enough all the time, or we try to get a deal? Then Sanji agreed to do a deal. And I told him, when I give my D word, I do it to the end. I mean, it's my third strategic. Probably everybody knows that one. And I told Sanji, if you break the deal, I'm gonna come for you for the rest of the tournament.
In this story, the D word is deal.
Yes.
Don't get that one.
Yes,
what do you mean?
Don't worry,
Okay,
Sly.
so I told Sanji, if you break that one, I'm willing to go last place just to send everything that I have at you. Well,
I love that.
If I say something like that, I'm do that. I'm not afraid of that one. I was pumping my people up, and I think we have probably won the most map battles. Could it be? Because we had a lot of one map
There's a
battles.
lot of mercs.
Yeah.
And devs, for
Graham,
that
I
matter.
think you were answering that question, but your audio was a little muffled. Can you repeat that, please?
Sorry, I was leaning away. The Nothrog did kill the most warlords on the map.
There we go.
I'm fine with Senji, all fine. I mean, strategic, and I totally can understand, because the map is, sorry to be say it, but the map is shit. The devs and the mercs have the worst outpost. The problem is the landmass and moving tends to overdose with a lot of people to force a 2-on-1, which, like I said, Graham, after when you're gonna do a next strategic, please tell me, because I'm gonna give you some adjustments that make this a little bit more better. But well, after round 2, after I have the deal with Senji, where I was prepared to maybe get backstab, which he does, I said, okay, unfortunately we're now stuck. And well, what can I say? Gunn took his
outpost.
Hey, I hit my outpost, and I said, okay, Gunn, what's up? What's the deal here? Did you pointed that out with Senji and said no? I said, okay. Then I had a feeling I had a good conversation with Gunn. Well, I had the feeling Gunn, or you said your people decided another way. And
Yeah,
well,
I did put it up to a vote, and they voted not to give it away for free.
Yeah, I didn't say it for free, but you let me run into it. That was different. So I said, okay, we can't trust the mercs, we can't trust the devs, and I didn't have a single back off, so I was totally alone fighting technically 2 fronts. The only thing that I had all so far, I had contact with 3 overlords technically. That was Gun, that was Sanji, and that was Rain. And all I did with Rain is, we're cool, everything fine, I have my problems here on my side, we're cool. And Rain said, yeah, I'm cool, I have my own problems here. I said, okay. That was nearly everything that we did. Ask every turn if you're cool. And we agreed on that one, because, well, I had a lot to do with Senji and Gun. And I tried to somehow get some air to try better positioning, because, well, the mercs are not the easiest opponents for the Throgs, thanks to the removal from the Beer Legion. So I had to design the decks around it. And the good thing for Throgs were that it was very fighter meta, so we could get a lot of use of our Northrog fighters for multiple wounding and the Beer Legion for very fast aggressive movement. So I'm fine with the score. Well, the mercs did in the last turns some interesting invest into my Throg players to convince them to suicide themselves. That somehow worked out. I'm not happy about that one, but it gave a lot of people a good laugh. And come on, it's strategic. I'm sure we all looking at the cards, we all looking at the map, at the fights. Everything is interesting. Everybody feels betrayed. Everybody want to fuck up. All fine. It's my 3rd round. I'm already over it. My strategic one started with the bad betrayal from Wes, and I learned from that one, so all was fine. And I think we had a good time. Yeah, we had a good time and a lot of fun, and we had some fights. We did a good brawling, and the trash talk was on peak sometimes. Really in the chat, love that one. And what can I say? Probably gonna strategic 4 again.
I will say you can probably blame the Medusans for that bounty going through. We probably should have stepped in and do it, but the history of strategic in real life has bribes in them like that. So that was always a thing. I think that's in the true spirit of the original event.
One of the dwarf players suggested that I introduce a bounty that, like, if you claim that bounty, I will award you a week-long timeout in the regular server. But at that point, I think some other strategic players had already been timing some people out, and I didn't want to go, like, after the fact. But yeah, I probably should have stepped in and
I had to use
put some heavier costs on that.
My connections to get out of Bobby's timeout on me. So
I really
it helps
enjoyed
that
the
like
bounties.
Kyan is in my IRL play group, so
That's
Yeah,
nepotism.
no, I enjoyed the bounties, but once
I'm not denying it.
once they overlapped into the regular server, I do think it took on a different meaning. But also, I tried to make it no monetary rewards so that it wasn't, literally a bribe. But then, printing custom deck boxes for Nothrogs, that was pretty good. I appreciated those bounties. When I set out the bounties, I tried very specifically not to make them faction, one faction over the other. But obviously the other factions had free reign, and yes, that in the end those deck boxes, I think, is really won over the hearts of a couple of your Nothrogs there.
Yeah, there may be great deck boxes, but I told the team as well, I'm not happy about the decision, and I think it was a selfish decision for the people who were really into the fights and tried to get revenge and all that one. They feel backstabbed. So I thought, well, that's
it was scummy as hell. No one's gonna deny that.
Oh, we got.
God damn it, Gun.
I'm still here. Sorry. Yeah. I have people who don't want to be on camera, so.
Gotcha. Well,
you could have just.
You're just in the wrong seats now.
Like,
it's all good.
Russ took Rain's seat. Rain took Chase's seat.
Yep.
Chase
I'm a medusan now.
I am now the elf overlord.
Somehow Latnock is still where he is. I don't know how that worked out. But I want to talk now about the map, because to go off of what Seb was saying, and I knew we were going to kind of get to that point, that the
10
map
out of 10, no notes. Great map, totally balanced.
The map
perfect.
is an issue.
Rules are great too.
So I want to go to the creator of the map, Graham. What are your thoughts on regarding this and the player feedback regarding where people are, where outposts are? What's your thoughts?
We started with a similar map in 24, just to get kind of more of a risk feel to it. Try to make it like a little bit more visually satisfying than the sort of like grid system from 22.
Which I think you succeeded there.
Yeah. And it works, I think, pretty well in 24, aside from the fact that some people were unprepared for their capitals to be attacked on turn 1 in 24, which was sad. So this year, the only real change I made was to put a little bit more distance in between some of the capitals and outposts.
That made me sad.
Now, yeah, that being said, I know that it was never going to be perfectly balanced, which I don't think it should be. I think, Warlord is not a balanced game. Each faction has different tools. And as a social game with 6 different sides, some amount of balancing can be done by the players themselves. And, different positions call for different strategies. So, I think it's totally fair to say that the Freaks have a stronger starting position than just about any other faction. They've got some nice choke points. They've got free consolidated territory. Good stuff. But we also saw that, when even just 2 factions work together against one, it is very difficult for that one faction to maintain themselves, regardless of how good their position is. The Freaks, had they not beaten the Overlord, would have gotten 4th, because they just got absolutely carved up round 7. So the idea there is, different factions can play in different ways. I know some of the Mercs were frustrated with their, opposite sides of the map. And I think Marco Polo might be slightly too isolated. I think that is an issue, but the devs played on both sides of the map pretty well, very successfully throughout the entire match, which I thought was cool.
Thanks for the actual environment that devs are strong.
What's that?
Well, the devs being strong is part of it, but I think my only concern when it came to the Freaks was the map that I drew up.
So
they had only one threat in the first turn.
Yeah, I think that's fair. It's true. I think you have said a lot that there was absolutely nothing you could do about the freaks, which I don't think is true. I think you made decisions in the early game that made it so in the late game you could do nothing about the freaks. But, you could easily have sent some people slightly to the west in the early game, and then you would have been in a position to fight the freaks whenever you wanted to. Which, I think you played it well. I don't think there's necessarily a problem with what you did, but it is an option you have to keep in mind. I was surprised, given the way that 24 went, with the elves just sort of letting the freaks, protecting the Free Kingdom's territories and letting them get the most points, that we saw something similar sort of play out in the mid rounds of this event. But obviously with Chase's betrayal, that kind of ended and we saw some more action. I think moving forward, I probably will want to change the map just to keep things interesting, keep it fresh, because we had two, similar ones back to back. Love to hear all of your feedback about that. We can talk at another time. But in general, I think I like the Risk style map more than I like the grid. I think it's just narratively more interesting and more satisfying. And I like that different factions have different advantages and drawbacks, and that they're not necessarily all created even. Now, obviously, there's a lot of nuance to work with within there, and I think there are some pretty valid complaints about it. I think that it really looked disastrous for the Mercs this round. I don't think that they, necessarily picked a particularly great strategy to exploit their position, but it collapsed very quickly and they didn't really have any time to reconsider, which is sad and probably something that we'd want to avoid in the future, because you should be able to make a mistake and bounce back. Those are my initial thoughts.
That was like my whole thing round. I think it was 2 or 3. Is I was worried we were about to be out for the rest of the event in 7 rounds, and that's rough because it's when you're an overlord, it does feel a little bit like you are responsible for your players having fun in a weird way, not just
you are
trying to win. So that's rough sometimes.
You had the job of making sure Bobby was having a good time.
That's impossible.
That's his own fault.
To be fair, I wrote him off a little bit because I knew he was either going to come around or he wasn't. But it was like, how do I make everybody else feel like they're valued and they've got a chance to win and da 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 da. At the same time, how do I not call out the fact that, hey, we're 3 rounds in, we've lost every single map battle except for against VAC, which was a draw the first round. So it did cost us 10 points, but we got to keep those 2 decks. And it's not that I don't believe in you guys. It's that, we're outmatched on the field right now. So you guys need to kind of stay together.
I will say,
this
is unrelated. I do, prefer strategic as an Ancients event. I think Ancients is a better, more interesting format.
Yeah.
So if it's not too late for next month's event, I prefer Warlord as an Ancients event.
Yeah. Well, I think that's pretty reasonable. I think just
Graham, he said next month's event. It's definitely too late.
No, I heard him. Yeah,
Decks are due in 3 days.
Obviously, we went with Saga is because this is, the biggest time for growth in Warlord's player base since, Campaign Edition in 2005. So we really want to get those new players into the community and involved in the online scene. And I think Saga is definitely a better tool to do that. We did get 15, I think, new players this event, which is absolutely crazy. So I was really happy with that.
You can't count Dan.
But
that's a full 1/4 of the players.
I mean, I feel like if we could have, obviously, hindsight's 20/20, but if we had just taken the +1 format and just transposed it over, it would have done a lot of work too.
Yeah, Yeah, that's possible. It's something we'll think about for next time. But yeah, like I mean, from a gameplay perspective, obviously Ancients is better. But we also we want new people to feel comfortable joining the event, and Strategic Ancients is a lot to ask people to jump into.
But on that is like, so we do this once every 2 years. So the second set should be out or about to come out by the time we do Strategic. So hopefully we won't need to do.
If there are previews for the second set that have been posted by the time of Strategic 4, we will allow those previews.
I will say I could feel all 9 of us looking at each other, waiting to see who makes that joke. Krakus could not help himself.
No, I couldn't. I'm sorry.
We were all thinking it. Chat was definitely thinking it. I know that. Oh man, that's too good. Let's see. Let's throw out. And this is not to anyone in particular, just kind of open. What were your thoughts about your team, or is there any one player, even especially some of these newer players that we talked about, that kind of stood out to you? Whether it is because they were the moral crux of your team, the morale. I don't know how to say this. They brought the morale up for your team, or they were just memeable.
Well, let's just talk about the elephant in the room, shall we?
It's still
Coach Dan.
Coach Dan. Fucking, there has to be one rage quitter, and it was the best.
Yeah, he was always running his mouth. But if things didn't go his way, which happened with the team battle, he decided to rage quit. I never heard a peep out of him again, and I'm not sure anybody else did either. I think he blocked a lot of people. I don't even know if he's on the main Discord. I have no idea.
He is on the main Discord. Yeah, you'll hear from him again one day.
I hear his son hasn't heard from him since he quit the server.
His son is hanging out in chat, so shout out to you, El.
Please confirm that your dad is okay.
Yeah, we want to make sure he's good. And this is the thing too.
Yeah.
When he started,
it wasn't personal from us.
When he started, I thought he had the perfect demeanor for this event, like the trash talk.
So did I.
He was all about it. I thought this is going to be someone who's going to live and thrive in this environment.
Yeah, so that's what I thought. Like he was like a dog on it, like a mad dog on a chain. I was like, all right, I gotta get this dude in map battle because he's always running his mouth. Let him fight, And then the team battle, was Bobby and Amanda, I think.
It was Bobby and Amanda, and Bobby beat him so bad he knocked him off the internet.
And it turns out it was never trash talk for Coach Dan. He was always speaking from the heart. So yes, I think Strategic was a little much for him.
It turned out it wasn't
the epic Bobby Burke was too good, though. Come on.
That epic Dying Burke was really good.
The only map battle that I was not a part of that I jumped out of my chair.
I will pull back the curtain there too. So and I will spoil some of the freak chat there, which the Medusans had access to. We had access to everybody except for the mercs, so it makes sense that they're not allowed on this show. But when that battle happened, I had 6 notifications that were at Medusan Lord in that freak channel, so that I go in there and all I see is Coach Dan complaining that Bobby was playing for Amanda, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? Because I didn't see the game, and then I had to go through the history and just say, oh no, Bobby was just at the table with her and coaching her on what moves to do. And I seen Coach Dan saying, if this was Gen Con, he would be kicked out and things like that. I was just trying not to laugh. And he was asking at Medusa Lord for a ruling on this. And I'm like, listen to your teammates. They told you what the rule is.
It's allowed, yeah.
They literally screenshot it for you.
I was trying to, as HR appropriately for my team as the Overlord, to let him know. I even took him aside and we had a private conversation. I was like, you can talk to your teammate. Even if you're dead, you can talk to your teammate. And he's just that was the straw that broke Coach Dan's back.
Did he ever see Star Wars: A New Hope? Because Obi-Wan keeps helping Luke even after he dies. That's a big part of the plot.
I think the other thing Medusans had seen the freak chat was when you asked Coach Dan, do you have a deck for next round? And he said, find a sub. And then his name changed from yellow to white, and he was gone. And I think find a sub is going to be like the battle cry of the rage quitters from now on. I think I thought it was really good.
So good. We talk shit a little bit, but we love you, Dan, wherever you may be. Please come back.
Yeah, on the shit talk front, I guess I'll go next. We had Depresso Dado. What is the one I'll call out, because he, like, not only was he shit talking like constantly in the devs chat, but like if he was in like a 2v2, he would stay in the 2v2, shit talk the whole time. He'd be helping, the other player, to the point where I got multiple times when he was in a game, like one of those 2v2s, I had the person who was in the game message me like, "Hey, can you shut this guy up?"
Yeah, that was really surprising to me, because I feel he played in 24 and he was like a perfectly friendly guy. But yeah, he was going hard.
He's a lot more comfortable now.
He was our attack dog in that regard.
Yeah, he was on Team Dev, so he had to bring that energy. On Team Dev in 24, like he didn't need to provide that.
Which one was he?
He wasn't on Team Dev.
Crockett, you didn't even realize you drafted him.
Was that the one that played Kyre?
No,
that's Chuda.
You gotta check your scrapbook, Gracchus.
I don't remember which one. Who did he play?
Chuda on my side.
No, Chuda was on your team this year, but he was on Team Dev in 24.
Ah, okay.
On another honorary mention, it's just Aaron. Once he embraced the axe, he was doing work.
Yeah. I showed him the way.
Meme of him holding the axe with that Facebook picture of him.
That I think is my favorite meme of the tournament. Yeah.
It was. Yeah. The fact that I got to use it 2 rounds in a row.
Hey, I just want to make the announcement again. This is very, very important. I've downloaded like 35 screenshots, and that's it. I'm now playing Shining Force 2. So if you have something that you want in the scrapbook, get it before Russell nukes the server.
Shout out to Shining Force 2, though. That's a fantastic game. Yes, but the server will be nuked soon. Whenever Chris is in charge of that. Whenever he says it's time, we'll nuke.
Were you aware the Dev Overlord is based off of Fraja?
No, but that's fantastic. I love it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
very good.
Not true.
Yeah, so you give the word, Chris, and we'll nuke
That's
it.
where whenever you message me and we're talking about that idea for that person, that's where I came from. That Vicar Fraja character. That's the little pixelated screenshot I sent you of the bald guy. That's from Shining Force 2.
Great game.
I just saw a fat bald guy and with like an Italianish name, and I thought, oh god, this is a Jersey meme or whatever. That's what I was assuming. That's when I was catching some strays.
If the shoe fits, huh?
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes you see what you want to see. Any other memes that you all thought were notable? That was your favorite.
Sorry guys, I gotta go. Have a good one.
This is gonna fuck up. Oh no, it's good. Everyone's on camera. We're good. Nobody moved. I like it.
I'm just gonna say that my team did really well with some of the deck strategies we had to do, and they stayed with me, trying to figure out the map and study the map. And I was taking way too much trying to play the game, but they did a good job, and some of them felt that they were just pawns in the game, and that can happen because if you're doing all this wheeling and dealing with other, and then you're worried about espionage and who might even just flip in the player base too, and tell somebody your moves and stuff because it's happened, then you don't tend to include them as much, and so the players kind of just get stuck left. Oh, this is what you're going to do. This is what you're going to do. And then they have to react and do it. So in that regards, they are getting pawns, about on the map. And I do apologize for that because it's kind of what you're doing as an so it's tough to include everyone, all of the chat going on if there is a bunch behind the scenes stuff. But, we had some inner, turmoil with just, we should do this, we should do that, we should do this and everything. But it still worked out pretty good, and everyone stayed with it together too. I didn't have anybody quit, so it was good. And I thank them all for playing and trying hard. We had, like I said, some subpar warriors still alive the whole game, So that's pretty awesome.
Well, nobody quit except for Dan, to be fair.
That is true. That is very true. All right, I think I got the camera messed up. We'll wait to see who screws it up next. But yes, I would say the elf chat was very civil compared to everybody else's. Other than the mercs. Again, the mercs created their own Discord because they didn't trust the Medusan lords. And they barely
can we talk
used it for
about
4
maybe
seconds.
why that was a fucking great idea?
I don't think it was a great idea at all, and this is why they suck so bad.
No. I mean, why not trusting the Medusan lords might be a great fucking idea.
Oh, because now that Graham is gone?
I didn't think about it before he left. I wish he'd stayed.
No,
we also created a chat. We had an elf chat for strategy and stuff that we didn't talk about in the main, just since we knew other people could see it.
You all are paranoid. Like, okay, look. I will
Dude,
say
it's to the max. That's what I'm telling you.
We are neutral. We are supposed to be neutral. And if
There you
anybody
go.
was not neutral and you thus had proof of this lack of neutrality, I would like for you to come forward with that evidence so that we can correct that in the future.
Oh shit! I need to find that because those screenshots
Put it in the
are in there
scrapbook,
too.
Gracchus.
I know. I forgot about it. Yeah, I gotta go find it.
For those who are
it was in trash
unsure
talk,
what we
right?
are alluding to, Gracchus has accused Graham of influencing and politicking among the factions.
So Graham messaged Gun and Rain, soliciting them to come over. So our original strategy was kind of similar to last time, where it was going to be try and take out challenge lords on the field. So Orem, by the way, what an amazing human being. If you ever want to beat an overlord or a Medusan lord or a dragon lord, he'll build you a deck. And if you want to do it, play it and don't let him play it, because like he has messaged me so many times in the last 2 years and been like, I could have killed Krun, but I misplayed it. And I should have played this card and then that card. He did the same thing against Titan. He messaged me the day after and was like, if I had come up ready to the second and then they killed me and I spun to the front, I could have heroic confrontation Typhon and then final fell world him out. And I'm like, I can't fault him because he built the deck and he didn't, like, we didn't have a huge amount of time to play test. I was driving all the time and he did great. But like that was the plan, is like draft Orem and kill challenge lords. So I didn't want to build another chat because one of the things that I was doing was I was alluding, like I messaged Josh and said, hey Josh, you want to make a rules clarification real quick that players do not declare actions characters do? And I told him why, and he's like, no, I'm not doing that. Well, I alluded to in chat that he had agreed to do that just to fuck with Graham. Had nothing. It was a total bluff. So what did Graham do? He started messaging Rain and Gun, soliciting them to bring one person over as a spoiler to be a bodyguard for him. Anyway, I'm digging out the screenshots. I know that Rain sent one to me.
The best thing about those channels and like the mercs not chatting at all on our Discord was that Gracchus approaches me. He's like, I want to make another channel on my Discord, but it excludes half of my players. It's just these guys. And I said, okay. I said, sure thing. And I did it. And it was so obviously, he keeps asking me, he's like, can Graham see this? Can Graham see this? And I'm like, Graham's a Medusan on this Discord. You know he can see everything. But I was like, oh, I don't know, Greg. I don't know if he can see it.
I wanted him to see it. Like that was part of it.
And the best part is like it was all theatrical. Like I literally never went once into that server that I made for you and read any of it. And I bet Graham was probably reading it all the time.
Graham was watching everything. He's the game master.
The problem was I had some new players that didn't know me very well, and like I didn't want to like scare them if we got into a overly wheelie and dealy place. So I was like, Audra's good, Orm's good, Rolo's good, Bobby's good, but like Yorm, because it was very early on, I was like, him and Hotshot and like some of these other new players, like I don't want to have to DM 9 people and say, I'm about to tell a lie here, explain the lie in this other place. Don't freak out or react to either one of them. So I was like, I'll just have a spot where I have to explain myself less.
Yeah, I think the closest I could come to collusion with anyone in the whole event was when I was talking with Orem about something else, and I said, and he said something about that chat or I don't know, something about the Discord, and I said, oh, I have no time to read any of that, but please don't tell Gracchus. I want him to think I'm still reading everything that he types in there, and I never even once opened it, not even once.
Well, I don't think we had anything for you specifically because we just thought the Typhon match was gonna go or it wasn't. You know what I mean?
We will get to the Typhon thing. We'll talk about Typhon in a sec. I want Chase. You got something to add before I talk about Typhon?
I did. I lost it because people talk. But
all right, cool. I got you. When you get it back, just interrupt me.
Okay.
So Typhon, Russell trying to build this deck had fucking Eager Blade and Cheap Sword in there, and here we go. The first battle, we have clearly bullied him into going Devax Blade of Antiquity in the very first match. So I just want to say that bullying works. It builds character and it makes a better social environment. So there you go.
You know what? I wouldn't have even
those both those weapons.
I wouldn't have even done those. I would have gone with an Eager Blade or something else. Maybe I was thinking Shield of Spurning actually, but it was the fact that Orem was there in that challenge, and I knew for a fact he had some way to murder Typhon. So I was like, well, I guess I better gear up for this one.
Russ is like, I ain't fucking risking this. I did have a little bit of collusion. I don't want to
die round one, I want to die, but not round one.
I will admit to some collusion. My one collusion was with the dwarves. After the first Drasic one, that was a clean, squeaky game. The second game, when nobody came to try and prevent the dwarves from getting free points, I knew what the result of the match was going to be. I first asked the other Medusan Lords, can I just concede this game and save myself some time? And they were like, no, how dare you? It's like looking like I insulted someone's child. Then I just messaged Gracchus, hey Gracchus, if you do it at this time, which is like the only time I can really do it, I'll make sure that I lose fast. That was it. But I didn't even have to because fucking Zeno rolled a 20 on my ass and killed me faster.
And I sent you back, you wanted a response, and I sent you back a screenshot, but I can't remember what it was of, but it was basically...
Oh, it was Bach saying he couldn't play because that was the problem. Like Bach's in France, so it's
yeah.
It was like I needed a nighttime slot. Like that was the only time I had in the upcoming days.
Yeah, that's what it was. It was like the deal was unnecessary because I was already playing for Bach and someone was already going to have to sub for Arlen. That's what I sent you back.
Yes. So it was a useless deal, but it was a deal that I was willing to make for my own comfort because if you're going to go to your own funeral, you might as well get the most comfy casket, right? That's what I was thinking.
Correct.
So that was my collusion there.
Damn, there was a lot of trash talk this fucking event.
Of course there was.
I thought you pulled them out because they didn't do it the first draft.
Arlen sent everybody before the draft a thing saying that she had like availability problems. Yeah, I was fine with that because I don't know. She's a good player, and I needed somebody that like knows me well enough to get she understands the assignment. She gets strategic really, really well. So Bach was a newer player, and he messaged me and was like, "Hey, I'm so sorry. My availability is changed because my mom came into town. And if you want to kick me off the team, I get it." And he felt so bad. And I was like, "No, dude, you're a dwarf. You built this deck. You played it. You did great. Just come see me when your mom is back or whatever." And he was like, "Okay, it's going to be 2 weeks from now." And I was like, "Well, that kind of sucks. But no, I'm sticking by my decision. You're part of Team Dwarf. That I appreciate you. I'm going to you should stay on the team." And then I played both of those decks. I ended up having to go stand in front of the firing squad with, and they're both very, very well built decks. And I have to say, That's none of that's me. That's 100% my players and Bobby. Like as much as he kicked me in the balls this event, I couldn't have done any of it without him because just his knowledge of the card pool and his ability to help the new players like tune their decks and stuff. And it was he was like a pro in the deck building part at making chicken salad out of chicken shit. Like the fact that Beacon's fucking level 3 and can't equip Core's Aegis or the like is fucking so fucking dumb, dude. Like anyway, neither here nor there.
This is what 1 month of dwarves does to you. I love it.
Yeah, it's fucking. They're terrible in ancients. I fucking had to play them in 5e. Fuck.
Chat brought up the
Before this event, I designed like 5 dwarf decks, and I thought maybe I was going to get dwarf and probably pick Bobby. And so it's funny. And so I built a bunch of decks and a bunch of
instead of a
dwarves.
faction, I was like, silver lining.
I built so many decks out of all the factions. I kind of, what I could do and where I was going to go. I didn't care about the map really. But yeah, but I built more dwarf decks because I thought for sure they were going to do much better with the action and everything, all the fighters. I mean, you could Epic Donnybrook with the one dwarf who's got like a plus 12 attack. Fantastic.
If I didn't get freaks, I was gonna pick the dwarves. They were my second pick, just because although they have the weakest army, or one of the weakest armies in 5e, they have some of the strongest warlords.
Yeah.
And so I thought that.
Yeah, we lost them all in the first fucking 2 rounds.
Well, I thought they could do a lot of synergy better than some of the other factions too. If you paired the 2 dwarves that worked well with each other.
Yeah. And they have a lot of like strong like build around me warlords, Yeah. So like that can overcome the bad army. So
yeah, fucking Amanda. So I play tested with Amanda for a couple hours during the playtest week. I've never fucking read Feck Rockbender before, and she like built this really really good deck with him, and I was like, that's the point where I was like, we're gonna pull this out. This is gonna we could do this.
That with no gargoyle, with one gargoyle in the format.
It was the rest of it. Yeah, it wasn't the gargoyle.
Adjacent gargoyles, so.
Excuse me.
Makes his own gargoyles.
Yeah.
What other good decks did you all see? Chase, I want to give you a chance because I know that when it came down towards the end, there was this thing like, oh, it's time to release Anton into this thing. Talk about that Anton deck because that was pretty cool.
All right. Yeah, so Anton, we had like Dylan and I, I was like, Dylan, I got this deck idea with Anton that I think is going to be really good. And he almost played that as his lieutenant deck to start the game. And when I told people about this, they're like, "You already had this deck built?" I was like, "Yeah, I built it before the event." And it was one of those things that we wanted to see how strategic was going to go, who we were going to face. Because like if we was going to end up fighting a bunch of elves early, then that deck wouldn't have been near as good. It needed to go against the fighter heavy meta. So it was. I specifically put that deck into play to fight against dwarves at the summit, and it couldn't have went any better. I'm sure it was horrible for Amanda, and I apologize. But like I saw, that deck was built to prey on the Durin Core Touch deck and any kind of deck that wanted items. Because I ripped off 4 or 5 items off of her: 2 axes, a blade of antiquity, an armor. It was nutty. But the whole idea behind that deck was to rip off items in item heavy meta. So like the deck was 3 shatters. I was starting 2 graveyard librarians because I wanted a wizard that I could it could fall up at worst case to move up. And then the idea was, all right, Anton, his ability's kind of meh, but what can we do with it? So I was like, all right, I want wizards that can equip the axe in the front rank. And Duke, because he's ridiculous, he can just be up front and you can equip an axe to him up front. That never happened. I had 1 Blade of Antiquity deck as like a cheeky one of, and I happened to get it with Duke the time that I got it, and I put it on him because like I used Anton's ability to equip the blade onto Duke in the 4th rank using Anton, and then I got him up there. It was like a flame steed, or maybe I slow walked him. I can't remember. But in that match, Seraph had an awful hand. Like he had no characters. But he had a bunch of items, so I was like, if I can keep him alive, then we can get cooking. And like it ended up working because they targeted him because he was a fighter, you know, in the fighter heavy meta, so they're trying to get him off the table, and it let me get some characters in play. Like I had so for item hate, I had Skitter Leap, I had Gadgeteer Builder, which I never saw, and then I had the Shatters, and I mean it worked pretty good.
See, item destruction works for Saga, folks. That's all you got to remember.
Yeah, it's really
You
good.
just have to have all of it.
Yeah, it's got them all.
Before the event, when they were prepping for Kalamazoo, Chase put me on a Shatter. I didn't think it was very good. And he was like, every item in 5e you want to break except for the hood is in the front rank anyway. Who the fuck cares? And I was like, that's a fucking good point.
Yeah,
And
the only
sometimes they'll
reason you
come
don't
to the
see it
front.
more is because Dev's one wizard is terrible, so they don't have a level 2 wizard.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
what? Who the fuck said that? Who said that?
We can
I did.
change Northrop God without any reason 3 wizards. in
The
rank
level
2.
2
And that's
fucking
it.
wizard with ward is terrible. What the fuck is wrong with you?
It is.
I
Prove me wrong.
I got a wizard who shoot 1
Already
rank further.
have.
I got a wizard who's got +1 level, and I got a wizard who shoot +2. That's it.
And
Hey,
you
Vac, I
discard the
just
top
dropped
card of
that
your deck.
screenshot.
The
Yeah,
freaks
that's
don't have a wizard. We have to crush. So
Vac, I just dropped that
Bang.
screenshot in the Overlord chat. If I don't know if you can share it or not.
You gonna make me do work here while you guys talk? All right, I'll find a way to get this on screen. Oh no, it's all screwing up everything now. Thanks, Caracas.
I'll talk while you look for it. The first question before we got a little derailed. The question was deck. So, Wes designed the Lieutenant deck, and he designed his Duvalis deck, and then he was playing those in his different battles, pit fights and stuff. But he had to. I think he was traveling when the outpost got attacked, and so I had to sub in, and his Master Assassin, and I mean, like I said, the tricks in this for elves is pretty disgusting. It was a 2v1, and I think it was against Bremen, and I stealthed into the army and missed like 3 rolls to kill her, and I would have been back to my army and then been in a one-on. So Wes's deck was that deck right there was just disgusting, and then it was similar with Valis. We went to the Northrop outpost, and it was a gamble. I wasn't sure. I told them there was people there. I knew it because everyone who wanted it was going there. I thought 3 different factions actually. So I was like, "You're gonna have a battle against 2 warriors." He was like, "Send me, send me." And then of course he's traveling, couldn't play the match, so I got stuck doing it again. And I actually killed one of the devs. But I was up front at that point, so killing the other one was going to be very difficult, especially since they were had an axe and they were chopping heads, and it was the the god. So, but he designed those decks so that they could just come out of nowhere and pick off a second. They were really good. I mean, all of them were. They were tough.
I have a question for the field of other overlords. I was so convinced that the first 2 rounds were going to be wipe all the challenge lords off the map, except for maybe Typhon. Just because I wasn't sure if the people that could get to him, we could get to him round 1, but if we couldn't get lucky and draw the hand round 1, I wasn't sure elves or freaks would have had somebody that could do it. But I was so convinced that the first 2 rounds were just going to be wipe them off the map, but why? I guess why did nobody go to Drasic, especially round 2? Why did no one go to Kael'dan until the last round after the first round? Why did no one go to Latnoff except for us? Like, what was the reason? I'm just curious.
Devs
I mean,
went
mine
to-
one is pretty easy to do first because I get in beef with Senji and I didn't have the resources later on. We were prepared for it with Sivon, Saga, Kran to go something like that, doing multiple wounding against him, but I didn't have the resources to do that one. So
Okay.
we were
Yeah,
all...
and when it comes to devs, like we choked the first round. That should have been like the easiest kill ever, but I
It was
wasn't
painful
piling
to
the
watch.
deck.
Wow.
No, I think it came down to
to
like if it was best of 3, we would have easily won 2 out of 3. It's just it came down to Aaron forgot about the spend order from Siege Master, and that sent him back 2 turns, which that was the difference, right? If he's ready on turn 2, there he gets into the front rank and he's killing Kalden on turn 3, like every time.
Speaking of
Just,
Siege
you know,
Master,
happens.
the way that Siege Master did go down was pretty epic, and Ollie's been very quiet this whole time. So I think we got to give Ollie a chance to tell the tale of his own death. So Ollie, what happened with that Siege Master game?
I mean, the last one, my Mary Ellen or Tara was just playing along, and all of a sudden, Midge killed her. But yeah, she was out for blood. She just wanted to kill me. So 3v1 was not a great matchup.
Well said. Yeah, exactly. So
I told her I would kill her, so she thought she would do the same back.
we heard her yelling, and then you muted her. I love it.
Wait, leave the mic on. We want to hear what she was saying.
Tara, hijack the mic.
I didn't hear anything. Did you guys hear anything?
Some giggling going on. That's all. So
she doesn't have anything to say.
No, that's fair. I mean, she could go to twitch.tv/Ravonatool and type in her response in the chat if she's so inclined.
She's not.
There you go.
She's not on the stream, so yeah.
That'll do. All right. Well, she's not going to watch the stream. She doesn't get to have an opinion here. That's just how it goes. I need the viewers to go up. Thank you.
That's right.
In our chat, I texted her, I was like, we're gonna, team up to try to fight him, to get him, as close to the front as we can. I was like, negotiate, table talk, just try to keep yourself alive, don't let him jump you. And I was like, do your best to snipe and get the last shot to kill your dad. And the turn before, lobbying with Sanji to send Tomato there as well, and he was like, I can. He's got the worst deck to try to fight the Overlord. I was like, come on, we have to send both of them there. Like, who's he gonna kill first? Is he gonna kill his son? Is he gonna kill? And he was like, I can't. He can't fight him. I was like, he's not gonna kill. Yeah.
My guess is they would have tried to kill each other first, and then I would have picked off whoever the unlucky 4th person was.
That's too good. That's too good. Alrighty, folks. Let's see what else we got. Final thoughts. Let's go. Final thoughts around the room as we thank Gracchus for the sub. Look at that, Gracchus. You keep blinking in and out of existence with Latnock over there, but you are subbing, so thank you for that. Final thoughts. Who wants to put a cherry on top of strategic here? Don't all rush at once.
I can go
through the map. It's all Graham's fault. Just blame him.
There you go.
Go ahead, Russ.
I was gonna say, at the end of the day, the goal of strategic is that we get some grade A quality trash talk, mission accomplished. That we get betrayals and people get butthurt, that mission accomplished. And that we see some really epic multiplayer matches where people pull off wins that we weren't expecting, mission accomplished. And in this particular case, our goal was to get a bunch of new players in because we were doing it in the Saga format, and I think mission accomplished. So I think it was a success. Not that I want to stop anyone from complaining about Graham's map. Please feel free to continue to do so. But I think it was a fantastic success. I appreciate the effort that the Overlords put into to making it happen with your teams.
I think that's not fair. I think whenever you encourage people to make fun of Graham's map, you're kind of low-key hiding the fact that the reinforcement rules are also dog shit.
Oh, that's fair. No, I'll say that out loud. The reinforcement rules are kind of dog shit. Yeah, for sure.
I think it's okay with the reinforcements rule. The main problem is, and that the difference between Strategic 1 and 2, we had in 1 a grid. So we had way more movement. This map that we have now, narrow it so much down that you multiple warlords on a pile to move one field instead to spread them. That's the reason why now the reinforcement rules becoming so shitty, because you get forced to have more reinforcement than instead before.
Yep. So yeah, please continue to complain about Graham's rules and map, and I'll encourage you all along the way. But I think our main 4 goals of strategic were absolutely accomplished.
And Jormagander subscribed with Prime, so that was a goal of mine. So thank you very much, Jormagander. You started a hype train.
Jormagander, I just gotta say, you know what? Everybody on my team, I was a big fan of. They're all better dwarf players than me.
There you go. And let's keep going with this topic of suggestions for Strategic 4, since DJ Yin Man asked it in chat. Other than the map, and other than Ollie Eagle subbing for 59 months, thank you very much for that. Other than the map and the reinforcement rules, is there anything else that really needs to change?
Yep, I would love that from last time. The top 6 players in Strategic 1 had the chance to play in Overlord. Instead of that, I would like to take them out and give them surprising characters, which I wouldn't say in Portal open and something come out, but
no fucking portals.
They may be usable for something other ideas.
I mean, I'm kind of in both that, like, Overlords in general, it'd be nice to have a reason to be able to play. Like, both our Overlords and yours.
Yeah.
Did you guys not play like a fuck ton of like practice matches with your team? Because I felt like that I got like 10 hours in that practice week just fucking doing reps with my team. That was more Saga than I ever wanted to play.
Like I did a lot of like training with my team for sure, but like after like the tournament started, you know, there's nothing of consequence I'm doing, and you know, I'm just doing a lot of screaming at my phone. You know what I mean?
Oh, and I wish some more games have been recorded. I think I was the only Overlord to record the games, right? The other one was none.
Sly. I think that
I technically should have had some
recorded.
Hey, I died on too, so I stopped recording. That was my excuse. Now, like with me, I know I did not get barely. I didn't record as much as I had promised or did. Let's just say that my death in Strategic was very convenient for my IRL, where I was like, cool, I can forget about Strategic for a while, focus on actual work that pays the bills, because this Warlord thing doesn't pay too much. So that was rather wonderful. But I'm sorry. I promise I'll be back streaming more for these tournament games coming up.
I would personally like to see more Overlord interaction as well, kind of piggybacking off what Gunn said. I think that would mean that the Overlords need to become less powerful, like stronger than a Warlord, obviously, but like not souped up Overlords. And I feel like that they should be able to move around, but I think that they should have to move around within your own already claimed territories. They shouldn't have the option to take territories, but I think they should be able to defend any of your territories that you have that you can move to, if that makes sense.
And then the same boat, just like something to do is like
I'm on a different
exact
boat.
rule we can argue about, but
I'm on a different boat. I'm thinking that's fine. Just give the Overlord player and Warlord to play.
That could do work.
Yeah,
that way
that
they're
or
just doing something.
Like
That's easy. The Overlords are great. They were designed well. I loved Sanji's Warlord. He was awesome. I mean, Gun Warlord was just a huge meatball, which was quite fun.
I don't know who actually bored themselves by watching me and Chase's match.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was bored and I was playing, so.
The Overlords were designed well. I liked them all a lot. So I just think give us Overlords and own Warlord to play.
I like the idea.
Something better than the banner. Like the lieutenant starts with the banner. So in Strategic 1, there's probably too much. In Strategic 1, the Overlord started with the faction weapon. So what if it was a regular Warlord starting with the faction weapon? That's probably too much, right?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. I think that would be good.
That seems
or if you wanted to do Saga, start with a Storm Shard.
The one cool thing about Strategic 1 was when we did the Overlord Battle Royale, and that was set up for that. And then the winning Overlord got to march around the map. But it was at that point, it was only like one round left anyway. So, but yeah, I think being an Overlord for the first time when we did Strategic, I remember that. Like, I didn't do anything besides like scheme and negotiate, and that sucked. That absolutely sucked. And I would always say, anyone who wants to play Strategic, be a Warlord first, because being an Overlord absolutely fucking sucks. And
it sucks.
Yeah. So I think
this is the only Strategic I've played online, so I only have that experience.
Did anyone like being an Overlord?
I like it technically, but it's stress.
It is very stressful, for sure. Like, I think
the
you said it.
part about it.
Go ahead, Rain.
The stressful part about it is, like Brackus mentioned, you're worried about keeping the other 10 people involved. The first 2 rounds of my team just having pit fights while other people had map battles, and they were like, man, they're having all this fun, and I'm like, they're dying. Like, we don't
Yeah.
want to die. Like, yeah, that's great, but we're gonna die. Like, if you go run against Zod with an axe, he is gonna mow through these elves, right?
Turns out
Our
he wouldn't.
biggest thing would, yeah, it wouldn't, right? But I was like, yes, but this is also part of the game, and I was like, we can run out of to reinforce too if we don't be careful. Lost 5 elves every turn because we were trying to map battle. We'd have nothing to bring to the table. We brought our first Deveranian axe war, and he didn't even last. He got mowed down.
We're losing him.
But still, it's not built for the elves. They have nothing to like. So yeah, it's tough to be an overlord because you invest a lot of time. You're trying to think and plan moves, coordinate with other and then keep 10 people happy with being involved in the game. So being a warlord is just so much easier. But it's still fun either way. When this is all done and we think back and yeah, I was uptight about that. That was fun. Being able to sub in and play a match from some of your team there is helpful. Then you actually get as an overlord. But it's still different just being a player.
I also think one of the good things is, especially for the new people, they get ideas what is behind deck building. I mean, we as an overlord, we always check the deck, said, okay, I got an idea for the deck, we go this way, this character doesn't work. Like I often said my people when they said really strange ideas, said, you can't put in the whole deck on a cherry. Like that, you can put the cherry on the top if the solid is base, the base is solid enough and everything runs. If you put then the cherry on top, then it's well. But if the deck only works with the cherry, then it's bad.
Yeah,
it was quite interesting and get in discussion with them and told them, no, that won't work.
Yeah, it was so funny. I had to tell people to use our good warlords.
Before even the overlords were all set in stone when we were talking about strategic. We didn't know how factions were going to get picked. Dylan and I went through a list and we built one Deveranian deck and then went through and looked at all the warlords that could you use just that one deck and you just change out the warlord and not need to change anything. And I want to say it was like 18. It was like 18 different warlords or something like that. Oh man.
I could do a lot with the Northrocks as well.
Oh, probably. Yeah.
It's very true. All those.
Did you guys feel the Duchess deck? Did I miss it?
No,
because I had built that in testing.
It's actually trash. So like,
really starting
the fighters are already dead.
Yeah, the best fighters are already devs. There's kind of negative synergy, and the Bremen herself is bad. So like the only real gain you get...
she's good. Stupid. That's what the white symbol means.
Yeah, fair. I just think she was trash, not she's bad. So, but the problem is that like, you either the only fighter that you get access to from a starter standpoint is Bear Legion, which is great, but then you have to run her to the front, which she's not good at.
Oh, I thought Bear Legion said Nothrog.
Oh, it's any fighter.
No, fighter.
You can even
big ramp to the front.
That's pretty good.
But so like, yeah, so you get Bear Legion, which would be great for rushing to the front, but then you don't actually get any of the like other utility that would come with it, and Bear Legion doesn't net you more than Ambitious Squire does. So then you end up starting, fighters anyway, and then it's like, okay, but do I want to run Tomer? If you do, then why not just run the other Bremen, right? And like the higher level fighters, even if you're going that route, like Malixin is really the only one that's better than any of the devs. So like you get access to Malixin, and that's basically it.
But Malixin works if you're stunned. If he's stunned, right? He doesn't need to be ready.
Yeah, like right. It's not that the deck would be completely trash. It's just it's not as good as it sounds because like for the most part you're just playing dev.deck and like running the deck, right? It's like the benefits you get from getting other fighters isn't great because realistically you're talking about like Beacon, Huggins, and Malixon were the only three that were really worth considering. Because like Durun's really not that good. You could technically run Rock in that deck, and then all the Nothrog level 4 fighters are a joke. So
Durun's pretty good. I think.
Yeah, Durun would be the one like Nothrog fighter that we were considering. It's just it ended up being like if you're playing the level 3s, why not just play a level 4 instead? So
I think the Mighty Mug is not terrible. I think he's good, but
He
But I
throws
can
people.
synergy with other Nothrogs better.
He's got that
he's
sick
trash
artwork.
though.
Uh,
Like he'll be fine. It's just it doesn't have any synergies with devs. Putting the wounds on them, devs already have the ability to move forward quickly. Like you're dropping your Sister Kieran's to put in that, and Sister Kieran doesn't work with the devs, so it's like you don't even get that benefit. So like I said, it came down to basically like you're just getting Malixon in your deck, and that's it. Like when we actually like built the decks to make them play, she ended up just not playing well because she's not good at rushing to the front, and she's not good at like fielding the rest of the deck. So
last question before we go to the MVP prizing. How do we fix the 2v1 conundrum? Because chat keeps asking about it too. The 2v1s feel real bad. DJ Yingman, he wrote it, encourage 1v1v1. And I do think that would make a better experience if you can get 3 or 4 factions at a battle at once and make these like fairer fights. But how do we do that? Does anybody have any ideas?
Yeah, I already have.
Honestly, I'll go for it, Sly.
Pretty easy. If you're in a positioning by 2v1, it will be a 1-on-1, but the faction that got 2 people can choose which of those one will have the 1-on-1.
And if they lose, the other person gets a chance, right?
Yep.
Like so you basically have 2 1v1s in a row.
You're right.
I like that.
So,
I like that.
yeah, that's good.
I make a lot of thoughts on old boy Graham. Be sure I want to text you.
What was the question?
I put in German efficiency in that.
How do you
map.
solve
I
the
told you.
2v1, Robert?
Oh,
And I think what Slide has said is, I think that's ideal because I get what Graham's saying. Like he wants, because it's not just Warlord. You're also playing. This is Warlord the board game essentially. So part of the strategy is how you move, and you get punished or you get rewarded based on how you're moving. So like if you're moving in groups, you're taking less territory, but you're in a stronger position. So that should still be rewarded, but at the same time, you don't want everybody because it just sucks to get 2v1 because like outside of some miracle, you're going to lose that fight because it's a 10 card advantage versus 5, and that just sucks, and this is not going to work out for you 99% of the time.
Like
Not
realistically, I'd
everybody's
say
an
the
own player.
other thing is give some advantage to the 1 in the 2v1 would be the other way to do it. Like they get 7 cards or something. Not to
I
the
like
point
what
where
Scott said best, actually.
I like that too, but I'm just saying like if you want to keep the whole like 3-player battle aspect, like at least make the resources equal, even though you're still gonna like lose.
Like keeping it 1v1, but you get to choose. That's a good idea. And then if they lose, then you make them fight again if you want to.
Yeah.
Make them run it back. Yeah, that's very interesting. I do like the other one where it's like, all right, cool, you get 7 cards, just a little bit more because they already have the advantage of tempo.
You got the starting against starting, Chris. That is not. That's 6
Yeah,
characters.
you're still like getting more cards won't fix the problem, but it'll at least make it like
You'd need more starting characters too.
You're also taking 2 actions when every other faction, every other one's taking
also-
1.
Also, if we did that fix that Sly was talking about for the 2v1, that would also help that we don't have to tool up the overlords so crazy. We can make them a lot more manageable too, and then which might open the door to like the moving around and having more options with them too.
So like
I like the overlords moving within your territory. Big good.
When Yotaka and Zeno and I did the Warlord League, all the event challenges were designed to be 3v1s, and like they're supposed to be beatable. There was a lot of tuning behind the scenes that went into that, but like when we were doing like playtests, like the thing that was brutal was the Dragon Lord would play his 5 cards, and then it's 15 versus 5, and it was literally just a pass fest once he's done. It was just a pain in the ass to watch. It wasn't exciting. So we felt like the action alternation, and then we had designed him to get beat. So I think we did 7 cards or 8 cards or something like that, but then it would escalate. So like if they didn't finish him quickly, he would get more resources. If you were trying to balance getting dogpiled, then I think you should bring back 3v1s, honestly. But if you're trying to balance that, the more people you're facing, the more cards you get.
That's a hot take and terrible at the same time.
It's
No
very-
one,
If you're gonna get shot in the head, make sure they do it fast. That's what he's saying.
Nobody
Yeah.
loves to be gangbanged.
AJ loved it.
No, he did not.
He doesn't get to speak in this because he ghosted us. Fucking
Yeah.
scumbag.
But no, I'm saying that like you would balance your resources for the disadvantaged player by giving them more cards, and that plus the action economy. They're still disadvantaged, but like it's not supposed to be, like Chase said, it's not supposed to be even.
It's not, but at the same time, like you want it to be, like you want to have an
You want it to
advantage.
be fun is the key.
Yes, you want it to be fun, but you also want it to feel like that because you moved more strategically than your opponent, you have the upper hand. So in that case, the upper hand is I get to choose which warlord's going to fight your one warlord first, and if you kill him, then you're going to fight my other warlord if I choose to. Like that should be that's an acceptable advantage in my opinion. Not well, you're going to get gangbanged. I hope you had a great time.
Well, I was just saying, like, if it's a 2v1 and you've got 10 cards and the action economy, and you know what I'm saying?
But you still don't have the character economy, you know?
You don't.
And outside of like getting diced, like
in a
dicing
format
them,
like Saga,
Just
drawing
run 6
10 cards and Ubering up, your starting army is going to die, but like you can maybe get out of reach before they kill you.
What if we gave
But
them
like it's still not ideal. I'm not advocating for it. I'm just saying.
Let's just give them a passive at the end of the turn where every character within 2 ranks makes
there
a
you go.
DC save or takes 2 wounds.
But it's not an action.
It's balanced. I like it. It's
While we're at
balanced.
it.
It's easy. 10 cards in hand too.
Yeah,
Obviously.
would.
Yeah.
And he
Honestly,
clearly
that
playtested it.
So no, listen, for real, another thing we tried to do in League is we tried to create like geography, and there's no map in League, but like basically you would declare that your fight was in this place or this place and there would be conditions. It'd be real fucking cool if there were spots on the map that had some kind of fucking effect.
Like a
Like maybe they're
battlefield.
worth more
Like
points,
battlefield,
but when you fight there, bad shit happens to everybody involved.
But if you control it at the end of the turn, you get a bonus next turn or something.
Or just make them worth an extra 5 points at the end of the game. You know what I mean?
That only makes them fun on the last turn, then, right? That's the problem I have.
You whoever gets there first gets to take them without a fight. You know what I mean? Theoretically.
That was one of my recommendations, was to make some of these actual locations on them have some sort of dungeon effect to it, sort of like terrain effect too, like if there was fog or mist. Yes, but for certain locations, but toned down a bit. But then also, what if we drafted our capitals and our outposts? So you might pick your faction, you might pick your capital. I'm gonna pick that capital. I'm gonna pick this location. Then I might pick a warlord. So if you put it all in, now you're really
like Settlers of Catan style. Yeah.
exactly, because we're kind of making this like a set type risk type game. So do you care if your outpost is here and your capital on the other side because you really want the dev faction or you want the freaks? Well, where are you going to put yourself? You know.
Fucking Sanji.
Sandy's here and he didn't break shit.
Hi guys.
And then also, I think the neutral overlord should move, right? Because in certain applications, it was almost impossible for Gun to be able to ever fight Titan. So if Titan moved 3 squares randomly each turn, you knew you had your shot within a turn. Then he might have left your territory. and he has no
Yeah, it's
effect
not
on
fair
where he
that
lands or
it's
who he
not fair
lands.
that Graham didn't have a chance to run away from us. That's not fair to him.
Exactly. He could have dealt with someone else if he didn't have to stay stuck next to Grafus. So I think the
That's
neutral overlord should move and migrate, and and then wherever they left, this is my idea, was that territory, that terrain had an issue with. Wherever they left some sort of foul blight on the land, which caused any fights there to be but have them move around the map.
somebody's been playing Witcher Old World.
He's like, I have no idea what you're fucking talking about.
That's
Sanji,
a
you're finally
mechanic in
here.
Witcher Old.
Start talking.
What do you want to hear?
Motherfucker,
Bullshit.
you've been listening, so you tell us.
I've been half listening. I don't want to go back to my plan that I didn't get to explain.
Sure, let's talk about your plan. Make it real quick. We'll say something about the mercs, because the mercs have not been represented.
No, no, I had a lot of newbies, and I wanted newbies. I want to get them involved and interested, and I grabbed everyone that was interested in mercenaries. And honestly, 90% of all of our plans was team voted on what to do, where to go. Except for I think round 6 was the only one I did without talking to anyone. But yeah, no, we just got fucked in a lot of map battles. That's what was our biggest downfall.
And when you say your round 6, the one that you didn't make the decision, that was to betray Sly, right?
No,
No.
round
Oh,
3. No, round 2 was the Sly betrayal immediately, right in the
Correct.
beginning.
oh, so your whole
Round
team.
6 where I were locking you down. My plan was to lock you down 2 rounds in the corner, which I successfully did.
There you go. Okay.
Well, it was 1 round, but still.
And Sanji, what
I
are your
guess I'm
thoughts on?
the-
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. No, I was saying, I guess I was the only bastard overlord that I didn't ask for my team's opinion. It was just me and Dylan, me and the lieutenant. To be fair, I told them from the jump. I was like, there's a bunch of new people that I didn't know their intentions, but I was happy to deck build and stuff with them. But I was like, you guys will find out the map movements as they come out. And to be cool, I mean, to be fair, everyone was cool about it. No one complained about that. The only complaints were if people didn't get in a map battle, which unfortunately happened to Shane. His only map battle was against Robert, which I mean went well, so awesome. But outside of that, I tried to get him into a couple, and where I thought people were going to move into, and it just didn't happen. But I tried to rotate people. I was like, all right, we need territory this round. You were in a map battle last time, so now I'm gonna rotate, and this person I think will be in a map battle. So I got people involved in that way. But as far as what we were gonna do, I viewed that as I didn't get to play the game. So my game was the movement, the moving around and talking. So I didn't view that. I mean, maybe I viewed it poorly, but I didn't view that as that was the warlord's job. The warlord's job was to go out and fight, and be warlords. Where the overlord's job was to strategize and where the people were going to be moving to. I spent the map movements. There were multiple times where Dylan and I were hashing it out, especially the round 7. That was very difficult, and we spent 2 hours on how we were going to do these map movements. But yeah, so I don't know. It seems like you guys talk to your people a lot more than I did.
Well,
I talked to them.
Well,
I talked to
and
them a lot as far
hard to
as
argue with
deck
the
building.
results, right, Chase? So maybe
That's right.
maybe you had
That's
it right.
Yeah, right after round 1, we gave up on the outpost because it was the entire map in between us and that dinky little piece of land. So there was no point in putting any thought or effort into it. And I said, hindsight 2020, I would have dropped Abeling in there, completely ignored it, and acted like we never started with an outpost. It was just a waste of time and energy for all of us.
Yeah, that was my you asked real early. Did you have what was your did you have a strategy going in? My only plan was I didn't want to get into a 3v1 against if I was playing against fighting against dwarves, if Gunn decided to come up north, and then fight against Sanji and the Mercs. So I was I need to get one of these people off my side of the map. And so my first goal was to push Sanji into the ocean and make him fight on the other side of the map.
And he gave it to you. He didn't even resist that plan.
Yeah. Right after round one, we took the vote, and the team were like, "Fuck it, just ignore the outpost. We're gonna put 10 guys on our side, as opposed to doing like 7 and 3 or 8 and 2, and just literally doing like."
I wasn't sure
with
how
less
you were
of our
going to do that.
forces.
I was like, he's either going to, two options. He's either going to do what you did, which is completely focused on the other side, or his pride's going to be hurt and he's going to say F you and throw a bunch of people over here. But I was like, that's not the smart play. The smart play is to play on the other side of the map. But so we kind of we left your outpost for a turn because I wanted to see what you would do as far as deploying right after the first round.
So round 2 was the round that I talked to Rain and Sanji, and I was like, Chase, the only chance to hit him is before he's all connected up and he's all done. And I can hit him this round, and you can hit him this round, and you can hit him this round. And Rain was like, I got a 2-turn truce. I'm a man of my word. I'm not doing it. And then Sanji, I talked to him for like a couple hours and then got a DM that said Sanji submitted his movement last night. And I was like, well, fuck, piss on this. So that's how that shook out.
Yeah, I tried to get a deal with Rain because, as I said in chat, and no offense to Sly Fox or Northrog, just when they said you could eliminate a faction off the map by taking all the territory, I'm like, fuck it, let's take a chance with the Northrogs. Because, like Sly said, the shambling horrors go great into the Bear Legions. Let's try to eliminate someone off the map, just see how it goes. So I tried to get a deal with Rain to go after the Throg outpost. He didn't do that. Then we had a half alliance with the devs, which didn't come to fruition until like turn 6, so it was kind of half-assed.
You messaged me about the Throgs too, but it ended up not coming to anything.
Yeah, they're too far away.
Yeah. I didn't have another chance. I was totally committed with Sanji. I didn't have the chance to fight any other thing. We were just locked down. I didn't have a single chance to fight a freak. I was even told everybody, hey, we're locked down here. We in the east. We can do nothing against the freaks.
Yeah, and our game became Northrogs versus Mercenaries for Strategic 2026, and that was it. And it was fine. It was fun.
Great brawls. We had awesome matches.
Oh, yeah. If I could see one change with the map, if we could do a globe so we could come around the other side.
Yes. Yeah,
that's Kamachka.
Yeah.
So you do an aerial battle, like you all are battling in the storm, and the storm is circular. So there you go. It's all even.
Yeah,
there's no obstacles in the middle.
Yeah, the entire West Coast.
Fuck out of here, Dolly. Get out of here. That word is not allowed on this.
From one side of the map to the other.
Like Pac-Man style.
Yeah.
You can't call them portals.
Or at least teleport between the capital and the outpost.
Tunnels. The Dwarven have digging tunnels.
You can call them the Stargate, and we'd get less in trouble for doing that than anything else. Just can't call them portals.
You could make more connectivity between different areas on the map with just seafaring lanes and just 2 or 3 spots where it's a globe. It's this side goes to the other side.
Tunnel connection.
I think those are all good ideas.
Bruno agrees.
Yeah, the dog agrees. There we go. The dog did not consent to be on camera, but that's all right. Too bad.
No, the dog has been pestering me for the last 20 minutes to get on camera.
So there you go. All righty, let's move to the MVP awards for each team. Overlord, you were free to hang out here, but we got some prize wheels that are ready to go. Ollie and Russ, you guys want to talk about these wheels while I get them up and running?
I guess this is where I talk. I look through people's decks and pick prizes based on stuff people played, except for the Thalassa deck didn't have any legendaries, so I added in a Epic Evocation.
What do you want?
There you go. All right, so each faction has their own MVP thing. We're only spinning this once, right? And that's the prize they get?
3 times.
Oh, we're doing 3 times? Oh, shit.
Yeah.
All right, we got 18 spins to get to. And then
okay, once is fine.
Yeah, we'll see if they deserve it. All right, so the Dev MVP, who was that going to? Which player? That was Aaron.
Yes.
All right, so Aaron, you got his spin. There it is in the bottom left corner. It might be too small for you all to read what is on there, but you can still see Woodrow's face screaming. This is what he gets for creating portals. And Aaron, what he gets is a Kingslayer foil extended art. So there you go. That's his prize. Let's just do 1 per. So
sounds good.
That'll be the dev one. So there you go. Aaron wins foil EA Dragon, which is pretty good. Now we need to go to the dwarf wheel. Still has Woodrow's face on it. The dwarf MVP, who is that? What player?
Arlen.
All right, for Arlen, who decides to snowboard and drive Jeeps instead of streaming. Let's see what she gets. So we're going to spin it up. There's still dragons on here. Ooh. I mean, that's one thing you can do. Kyle Dragon's Tome. So still doing dragons. Very fitting for her, summoning dragons. So that is her prize. And Dev, Dwarf, we go to Elf. Let's open up the Elf wheel. Who was the Elf MVP? Does anyone know who the Elf MVP was?
The Thalassa. I don't remember who was playing it.
Who ran Thalassa there, Rain? He doesn't even remember.
Rain, you muted.
He's not saying anything. He's thinking about it. He doesn't remember who ran that Warlord.
Was it? It's Not Kitty?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, It's Not Kitty. That was the Elf MVP.
I haven't. I was to say didn't look at the server. Oh no.
No one did their fucking homework. All right, it's not Kitty. We're gonna assume it's you, and if it's not, too bad. You're still getting this prize, which is going to be a Graveyard Librarian foil and extended art. Those are better than most rares, to be honest. Because then it's like, shit, I can put this right in the starting army. But if you're playing elves in Saga, you're brave. So, but right.
No, so wizards are the best class in Saga, and elves have really, really good wizards.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. It's the best deck. Freak MVP. Is that Ed?
You know it.
Yes.
That tracks.
All righty. Let's see what Ed's got going on. He lives for these events and betraying people. We got some more legendaries going out here. This one's going to be a Storm Shard for him. That's a good one.
That's a good one.
You know, you usually think, oh, I only need one of these to actually just play. No. When you
Until they
have
go in all your decks. And
yeah,
like,
15 decks. You need 15 of them. It's so annoying. But
Storm Shards, by the way, on the secondary market are only like $10.
That's not bad. Not bad at all.
That's great.
All right. Who was the Merc MVP?
Lee the Mad.
I didn't even hear what he said.
Lee the Mad.
L was
Oh,
his
Lee
name
the
in
Mad.
server, but yeah,
Oh.
Lee the Mad. Yeah.
Coach Dan Jr.
Yeah, Coach Dan
Coach
Jr.
Dan Prodigy.
Look, he's a good coach if he taught his son how to play and became the MVP. So there's some results there. All right, Lee, you got a Oracle of Kavara foil and extended art. So that's a good one. That goes in a lot of decks.
No alt art?
It just says foil plus EA.
I only bought 3 of those, so I'm keeping mine.
I don't blame you.
Those don't go out. So there we go. And last but not least, we have the Throg wheel. And I love that Grilt is just very massive on this wheel. I don't know why.
Which is the Throg MVP.
Technically, I would have chosen Resto for all his effort he put into it and always be available for the person. But thanks for his betrayal, I have chosen the Red Wing.
Hey, Red Wing's very deserving. Thank God you didn't get to actually choose first there, so.
100 card deck.
If you gave Resto the MVP, I would have had to time you out in the main Discord.
Yeah.
He did a lot of effort for all the playtesting, for connecting with the people.
And then he
I'm
decided
blaming
to make a buck. But
Yeah.
the Red Wing's getting a pack of
That's great.
midgets. So there you go. Ollie gets to do
Rest will
something
turn
with
out
all
to be a
those
mercenary.
midgets. Exactly. But there we go. Our MVPs. They have been awarded their prizes. And congratulations to them. And congratulations to Overlords for surviving the end of Strategic.
So is it time, Chris? Is it time? Shall we nuke the server?
Yes, Russ, please. Live on air,
All right.
5:09 p.m. Eastern time.
I don't know what it
23:09
looks
Central
like.
European
I
time.
hope you grabbed screenshots, audience.
4 p.m.
We hope
Central.
we're all relying on Gracchus to have a proper scrapbook, because
Yeah, but-
otherwise
3
Did the
p.m.
other
Mountain.
factions have?
2
Did the other
p.m.
factions have such an organized channel like mine? Or there's just chaos? Kept 2 of us
Actually,
playing
he
what
inspired-
Warlords who died.
probably chaos.
I created an
just
entire new
crap.
Discord for the mercenary team.
Yeah, we don't know
Is it
what
Yeah,
in
other
Sage
the
than
server
that-
right now? I don't know what it looks like when you're in the server and then it gets nuked. So someone's got to, one of the overlords got to do that and tell me.
I'm in it.
I will say the dwarves were the
Okay.
most organized with decks because they had a separate deck thread,
That was Orem's idea,
and
right?
it was really good.
Yeah, he was chaos until he's a smart guy, dude.
All right, here it
He
is.
had a
Are you ready?
personal one as well, but was quite
I
organized.
need a
as well.
countdown.
I ain't doing that. Just hit the delete button and be done with it.
Yeah, just do
It's
it.
done.
Thank fucking
Time
God.
of death.
Oh shit! It just kicks you out of it.
Beautiful.
It's not stored locally on your browser or anything.
You were
That's
just
crazy.
blinked out of existence.
And that's a wrap for Strategic 3. Thank you for your participation, everyone.
There you go.
It's like it never happened.
Just the way we want it.
It only
Yeah,
happened in
it's
our
over.
memories.
Somebody post the Frodo Baggins meme.
It is done. But before we wrap up the stream, we're gonna do one more giveaway, and it's very funny because a lot of people have their name crossed off. To the fine audience in chat, we're gonna do one spin of the Wheel of Woodruff. If you haven't said anything in the chat in the last 15 minutes, which is the large majority of you, please type something into chat. Doesn't matter what
No,
it
fuck
is.
them.
You write
Oh, that
something.
woke Shane up.
There you go. Look.
Let's go.
Shane heard free stuff.
Yeah, Shane wasn't high this strategic, so he was stone cold sober. Look at that. That's a little weird. But everybody else, if your name is crossed off, it's because you haven't said anything in chat. I'm gonna give it another few seconds before we hit this button, and then we're gonna see what's up. Oh, DJ Ying Yang, man, I just saw you get crossed off. Well, you don't need anything anyway. You always give it away. So I think we've had enough. Let's see who's getting it. Bam. Fucking rain. God damn it. The overlords sniping from the poor peasants that are trying to get a prize here. All right, Rain.
That's awesome.
Let's spin this wheel
Chris.
for you. What's up?
While you do that, one thing to add,
Great.
I forgot. The night I TV1 TJ and DJ was the night my appendix burst.
We have heard you. Say that
The
again.
night that I had to 2v1 PJ and BJ on the Northrog team was
Oh,
the same night that my appendix burst.
oh, so we gave it you that hard that it burst.
Yes.
Oh, you were so close to dying. As I saw the match in the morning. Oh, it was a good fight.
Look, you're not the first person to do a Warlord match and then either wake up or immediately experience a medical episode. I've been there with the droop face. Thank you, Godino. All right, let's see. Let's see where this wheel stops. I was just spinning that thing for that whole 2 minutes or whatever it was. Let's
Do
see.
it.
Where are we going, Rain? Where's it gonna land? Come on. Oh! It lost steam. I thought it was headed right for fumble, but it wasn't. It stopped on chosen. So you get a pack into the Accord Lance. I think we have one more of that box, if I'm not mistaken. No, never mind. I think we're just going to the new box. All right. So here we go. Who printed this? This freaking box is really sturdy, but everything else sucks. Alrighty. So, Rain, you have an open box here that one pack is missing. So there are 23 boosters. I need you to pick left or right, and then how many packs down. And you're muted, so you're gonna have to actually do the audio thing if you're gonna want to actually make a pick.
Yeah, no worries. Let's go with the right side, very bottom pack.
The bottom
You
pack
did.
on the right side.
Yep.
I think that's it.
We're digging down in there looking for the appendix.
It's all bent up, so there you go. I like it. Bent up like Sanji's appendix. So
That's a
Probably all the crap he eats.
Sanji still got to keep his appendix though, so that's kind of a cop out, Sanji. I'm a little disappointed you didn't lose an organ.
Yo, the amount of bullshit I had to go through for 3 days in the hospital.
It would have been easier to cut that shit out of you.
It's debatable.
They suck it out through a hose.
Yeah, there was a chance I was going to lose part of my colon.
Yeah.
Well, thankfully you were more ass than anything else, so we are relieved to see that is the case.
That's a winner.
Let's put the rares right there. Let's get the uncommons down. I don't know why I'm doing it this way, but let's just do it. Commons. We got quick strength. Quick shielding. We see a theme here. Shambling horror. That's a good one. Here comes the Parade of Mercs. Sand Fiend. And then we change it to an Eager Blade. Back to Mercs. Tunnel Worm. Back to fighter items. Elixir. Everwarm Elixir. Crush. Divine Barrier. And Quaslan Revet. That's actually a pretty good collation.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I didn't think that the packs were actually able to do that. So that's impressive. We get
Go ahead and give me that axe.
What's up?
Let's go ahead and give me that axe.
Yeah, oh, you're calling for
Make
your
it
axe.
epic.
I got you. No, you're getting a Jubilant Hadron first. And a Isidrin Kennelmaster and a Spell Blocker. Okay. That's actually a really good draft pack. But you are calling for the axe. We gotta see. Never know. Starting with the first rare. What do we got? Bam! Not the axe, but a Steelforge Regalia.
That's pretty good.
That's good.
Okay, so it's the other half of the combo, the more affordable half, but it's not equally as powerful, but it certainly enables it. It's a dynamic duo. Let's say that. So it would be great if the foil axe was in this pack. So let's see. What do you got? It feels thick. It feels like a foil. What do we got? It's a foil rock arm.
Mm-hmm.
That's still pretty good.
That's not bad.
That's not a bad pack. Not at all. Good collation. Good uncommon playable foil. And the Regalia, which is a very playable rare. I think that's a W.
All right, that makes strategic worth it, my opinion.
It was all
We
worth
can run it back.
Run it back. Please, no. No more of this. But that is your pack. So we'll get that off to you. Congratulations. And that will do it for the stream. That'll do it for the reunion. Which, let me get back to the reunion thing, just so you can see everybody. And you can see Gracchus's bed. But I would like to thank all my overlords, all the Medusan lords, for coming on and recapping this event and helping us finish this bad boy up. So thank you to all of you for suffering for many weeks to make this a reality.
I had to go grab my DoorDash. I'm sorry.
There you go. Well, congratulations.
Thanks for the effort you put in, Chris.
I didn't do jack shit. Get out of here. I put more effort into this reunion stream than I did during strategic, so that's fine. And Russ is shaking his head a little too liberally over there. Like, yeah, no, he didn't do jack shit. I answered questions when Medusans called a vote, so don't worry. I did that part. And now I go back to not being a Medusan. I appreciate that. But stay tuned for the next online event. If you're for some reason watching this and you've made it this far and you don't know that there's an online event for Saga in 3 days, come play with us because you
how did we get 3 Saga events in a row?
Yeah.
Well, you were here, Chase, when Graham answered that.
Yeah, you realize we have 15 new players in strategic, and the whole point of making strategic Saga was to get new players joining us online, and so we're trying to keep that momentum going, play Saga this month, and then we'll switch it up after that.
Yes, there will be. I know the next events. There's Saga, then there is a funky
Saga
one.
again minus axes.
Is that what it is?
It's turncoat. Yeah, it's turncoat or classy. You could choose one. Either switch to class or the faction of your Warlord, and yeah, that'll be next month, and no axes.
And then
Check
it's
your
like
axes.
Ancients World Championship, and then the Saga World Championship. I think it is.
Yep, and it's time for World Championships. Yeah, and by the way, if you're going to Gen Con, this Saga tournament this month is your perfect place to test your last tweaks to your Saga deck for the tournament. So bring it
the
on.
best. My
If
prediction.
you can get
for
into the
best-
event, which I couldn't.
You can get into the
You want my
event.
ticket?
Just show
What are
up.
you talking about?
What are they going to do?
Yeah,
Just
just
oh,
show
we
up.
don't have enough
You'll get in.
seats. There's going to be
You'll get
like
in the event.
48 empty seats in the back corner, and they can just play there. Like,
They were like, "Wait, this is a Saga event? I didn't want to play in that." And then they'll leave, and then you can hop on in.
look, Woodrow and Josh, with the way the rules of Warlord are, really should not follow Gen Con's rules. You know that you can just bend and make shit up as you go along. So they should take that same approach when it comes to Gen Con. Fucking anyone who shows up and wants to play, find a chair, let them do it. We're not
Yeah,
playing
they
shoulder
will.
to shoulder with a bunch of other games. That's not how it is. It's Indianapolis. There's nothing but flat land and space. We will figure it out.
So for my question is, if you take Mayrina or Seeker or somebody and you change their faction, does their text change as far as who they give a bonus to?
Yeah.
Yeah, so my prediction is that the best deck is you take Mayrina and make her a rogue mercenary, and you build a race stalker deck in a meta where the axe is banned. That's the best deck. That's my prediction.
Play it and find out.
You gotta play. You gotta
I'm
play
not
this
playing
month's
that.
tournament first. You gotta play this month's tournament first, and then we'll see if you're right or wrong.
Pass.
No, it's better to
Find a
just do it as a
sub. Find a
secret.
sub, Russell.
You find a sub my ass. All right, guys, that'll do it. Take it easy and see you in Saga July. Bye bye.
Bye.
Cheers.
That wasn't the right button.